And welcome to this special edition of Hannity. All right, who knew what? What did they know? When did they know it? And who was really in charge of your country for the last 4 years? Now, remember earlier this week, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, he sounded the alarm over Biden's use of the Autopin. He did it right here on this show. Here's a reminder.
Who was giving the authority for use of the Autopin? Remember, Sean, there was more activity in the last 100 days of the Biden administration than the first 3.5 years of the Biden administration. Many of the far-reaching executive orders were signed during the last 100 days, and they were all signed by the Autopin.
Oh, the Autopin. 3.5 years, more in the last 100 days. Did you know about it? We'd like answers. Anyway, for years, we on this program, we made it important to tell you the truth about Joe Biden, his obvious, very obvious cognitive decline. We started reporting on it in 2019. We'll get to that in a minute. While the state-run legacy media mob and Democrats, they were lying to you day in and day out. Cheap, fake videos. They weren't cheap, fake videos. Now, finally, the truth has been revealed about this abuse of the office of the presidency and the subsequent cover-up, which has now quickly become the biggest presidential White House scandal in our country's history. Now, the media will ignore that, too. The left so hated Donald Trump, they hated him so much that they were willing to put your national security at risk. And as one aide even admitted to fake Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson, even act undemocratically. And democracy is in peril, they said before the election. And meanwhile, it was by them. Just to stop Donald Trump and just show proof of life occasionally. You know, he doesn't really have to run things if he's reelected. We'll just, trot him out every once in a while, let everybody know he's alive, and let him go back and take a nap. And by the way, let unknown people run the country. Almost every Democrat White House staffer, so-called journalist, I said in 2007, journalism is dead. Everyone in the fake news media mob, they all work to deceive the American public because they don't like Donald Trump and they don't like the American people and their choice. You all deserve answers, and finally, we are starting to get some. We will be unrelenting on this show. We're going to get to the bottom of all of this. Now, according to Fake Jake and Alex Thompson's book, Biden needed a script just to get through cabinet meetings, with one cabinet member telling Tapper and Thompson, quote, the cabinet meetings were terrible and at times uncomfortable, and they were from the beginning. I don't recall a great cabinet meeting in terms of his presence. So they were all scripted. And no kidding. I'm serious, no kidding. And don't forget, Joe couldn't even conduct the full meetings himself. Remember, he had to turn it over to Dr. Jill, his wife. She wasn't elected to any position. Take a look.
This is the first time Jill has joined us, and it goes to show how important the issue is, which she's about to speak to the both of us. Today, at the top of our meeting, Jill's going to give an update on the House initiative, White House initiative, to fundamentally change the approach and fund how we approach and fund women's health services. So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has, and it's all yours, kid.
Thank you.
All yours, kid. He reads the script. You know, the speechwriters, according to the book, shrank not only the vocabulary, but they shrank the speech because they knew he was incapable of getting through this. Now, here's a question a lot of people probably are not going to like that I ask. What did his family know? What did his wife know? What did his children know? What did his grandchildren know? They had to see far worse than the rest of the country. You probably only saw Joe at his best. They would be complicit. Also, to me, tough questions need to be asked of every single family member, starting with Dr. Jill and Hunter. Now, yesterday, when asked about Jill Biden potentially testifying before Congress, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt had this to say.
Is the president satisfied with aides only sitting for these transcribed interviews, or would he also like to see some kind of testimony from the former First Lady, Dr. Biden?
I think, frankly, the former First Lady should certainly speak up about what she saw in regards to her husband and when she saw it and what she knew, because I think Anybody looking, again, at the videos and photo evidence of Joe Biden with your own eyes and a little bit of common sense can see this was a clear cover-up. And Jill Biden was certainly complicit in that cover-up. There's documentation, video evidence of her clearly shielding her husband away from the cameras. They were just on The View last week. She was saying everything is fine. She's still lying to the American people. She still thinks the American public are so stupid that they're going to believe her lies. And frankly, it's insulting, and she needs to answer for it.
Remember Joey, he would shake like air. Nobody's there. And then somebody would have to come out. Oh, no, come on, walk off this way, Joe. That went on for 4 years. What we're seeing now is only the tip of the iceberg as it relates to the scandal. And frankly, this is like the dumbest lie ever told. Democrats, their allies in the state-run legacy media mob, they simply asked you not to believe your lying eyes for years. Joe Biden's cognitive decline was readily apparent to everyone. From the moment Biden jumped in the presidential race, we identified it in 2019. His struggles were clear, unambiguous, they were obvious. This was not the same guy that was Obama's vice president, not the same guy that was a senator. He didn't walk the same, he didn't look the same, he didn't sound the same. And you know what? Don't take my word for it. Take a look at some of, well, the lowlights.
If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330. We choose truth over facts.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
It's time for America to get back up on its feet and once again fight for the proposition that we hold these truths to be self-evident. Sounds corny. Not a joke. Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. You know how we talk about it. Are we the people?
The record player, truth over facts, created by the thing, the God, the creator of everything. Democrats, the media mob, lied to you over and over again. They claimed that they showed you the real Joe Biden, but they did not. On this program, we take great pride in telling you the truth. We showed you the real Joe Biden. We sounded the alarm starting in 2019 about his struggles. We did it from the very beginning. We have the tape to prove it. Take a look. There is a panic. All Joe being Joe, the verbal mishaps are piling up by the second, raising serious questions among Democrats about his viability. It is fair for every American to ask whether or not this 78-year-old has the strength, the stamina, the focus, and the capacity to handle what is by far the toughest job in the world. Now, to me, quid pro quo Joe seems to be in a rapid state of decline and not up to the rigors needed even on a campaign. Only after his disastrous debate with President Trump last June, when it became apparent he had no chance of winning re-election, all of a sudden they noticed everything we'd been telling you from 2019 onward. Did the left reverse course and state the obvious? No, they did it for political expediency. This was a man completely incapable of doing what is the hardest job in the world. Now, amid the growing evidence of the biggest cover-up in White House and presidential history, Biden reemerged today to deliver a Memorial Day address nearly a week late. And let's just say he didn't exactly ease anyone's concerns. Take a look.
Our politics have become so divided and so bitter. All the years I've been doing this, I never thought we'd get to this point. But we are. Our troops don't wear a uniform that says, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. It says, I'm an American. I'm an American. That's who I am. Every nation was founded on geography, ethnicity, some unifying principle, but not an idea. The idea of America was founded on, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We meant it. That's who we are. American democracy has endured for nearly 250 years. Every generation has to fight to maintain that democracy. Every time, every generation.
Now, after screaming those remarks, he spoke to reporters and launched into more rambling, mumbling, bumbling, bizarre moments. Take a look.
So I feel like everybody expects. Sorry, I've done it all because I'm loyal. I do it every damn year.
And there's also been a lot of discussion recently about your mental and physical capabilities while you were in office.
You can see that. I'm mentally incompetent, and I can't walk, and I could beat the hell out of both of them.
Well, do you want to reply to any of those reports, and also to the fact that there are some Democrats who are now questioning whether you should have run for re-election in the first place?
Why didn't they run against me then?
Do you have anything to say to the press secretary about who went after your wife yesterday at the briefing?
I don't know who the press secretary is.
He can't even climb stairs. He can't even stand up straight. He can't even ride a bicycle. He's going to beat up people? Really? Republicans, they need to get to the bottom of this. This is serious. The country, you deserve the truth, and we need to hold everyone involved in this cover-up. They need to all be held accountable. The House Oversight Committee and their chairman, James Comer, is trying to do just that after sending letters last week demanding for Biden's former White House doctor and senior aides that they all sit for a transcribed interview. And now he says he's open to having Joe Biden himself come testify before the committee. That'll probably be the Her Report 2.0. And speaking with reporters in the Oval Office today, President Trump addressed some of these concerns about Biden's decline, his alleged use of the Autopin, potential future congressional testimony. Take a look.
Do you think that Dr. Jill Biden should also have to come in and testify about what she did or didn't do?
Well, I hate the concept of it. It's the wife of a man who was going through a lot of problems, and everybody that dealt with him understood that. And I guess it came out during the debate loud and clear. That was the biggest signal of all. And I think the Autopin is going to become one of the great scandals of all time, because you have somebody operating it or a number of people operating.
If there was a group of rogue staffers that worked for you who wanted to advance a bill or an executive order without your knowledge, how could they do it? How do they go
Well, it's very
behind
hard
the
because
president's
I'd read your newspapers or your media the next day and I'd say, well, I didn't approve that, and I would find it. I mean, they wouldn't get away with it for long because I'd say, I never signed that. Who the hell signed that?
And on the Senate side, the Judiciary Committee has announced plans to hold a hearing on the Biden cognitive decline cover-up on June the 18th. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.